Hello everyone, it's Davide here and welcome back to Learning Finance. So in today's video guys, it's Sunday and let's do the crypto update. So take a look at Bitcoin, the situation with Bitcoin crash and basically the crypto selling off that we have seen in the last month. The previous update that I did the last Sunday, actually we were around here. And the funny part about those kind of updates is that the crypto market can have fluctuations which can be massive, okay? And people can go and switch from fear to fear of missing out actually in just one day. And so when you make a video, when I make a video about that kind of stuff, well, the reality is that you get views like in the first day and then the market goes against you and then everyone thinks that you are stupid because you made a mistake, but well, guess what? Okay, we are still basically back here today. And the reality is that the previous video that I did on Sunday is still completely relevant today because despite huge fluctuations, literally in terms of cyclical analysis, nothing has really changed. But anyway, let's take a look at where we are right now, what Bitcoin is doing, in my opinion. Can it make new lows? Well, we are going to take a look at that, and also I will explain you when I am planning to jump back in with my positions, okay? So, well, the only thing I ask you guys as always is please leave me another like. It's very important and I thank you for it. And subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any new updates. Let's begin. Alright guys, so briefly with the cyclical situation in Bitcoin, where we are right now. If you follow the channel, you know that I made the video explaining you actually the annual cycles of Bitcoin, what cyclical analysis actually tells us. Okay, now you can follow that, you can decide to have a different view on that, it's absolutely fine. That's what I like to do, so technical and cyclical analysis on crypto. Well, because we don't have actually values as we have in stocks, okay, with fundamental analysis. So I don't like to do things randomly. I don't like to buy random because just I see people doing it. I like to do it with a strategy, with a sense, okay? When I push the buy button, I want to know why I'm doing and not just because some YouTubers are buying. That's just my view, obviously. I can be completely wrong, but I like to find a logic in things. And if you remember, basically I told you how annual cycles were usually between 450 days, at least if they are not bearish one, okay? Because bearish one tends to be more short. However, that one, I told you around 450 days. If you don't know what I'm talking about, it's because you haven't seen my first video that I made about crypto, so go on and check it out. But anyway, the timeline, and if you remember, I told you, well, we could have issues in closing the annual cycles until basically the first 2 weeks of June. Okay, remember that, this green bar over there, and what we have had is a low. We don't know actually if it's going to be the bottom of the annual cycle, but on Bitcoin it was the 19th of May, so the crazy day when basically everything got busted. Now, the first thing that we realize is that on Ethereum and also Binance Coin, all that kind of stuff, that low is the 23rd of May. Okay, so we already have a discrepancy between the two most important coins, okay, so Ethereum and Bitcoin. Now, I told you that usually when an annual cycle closes, they close on the same day, at least the most important coins. Now, one explanation to that might be that probably what we have seen on Bitcoin over there was an exaggeration. In reality, the market closed around 36,000 and then made a new low on the 23rd, okay? But I mean, those are actually strange scenarios. In my opinion, I am still to the idea that the annual cycle has not already closed and we will need to do another low. Anyway, why I'm telling you that? And obviously that's an idea, that's a scenario, it's not the 100% truth, But why I'm telling you that? Because there is still time for that to happen. Because look at that, the 450 days basically were ending around the 15th of June. So what we have inside the annual cycle, as you can see, is pretty easy to see, are those little cycles around 1 month, from 22 days to 31 days. And what I think is happening over there is that Bitcoin, or here, or more likely here, has closed a monthly cycle, and now we still have time to actually make a new monthly cycle, right? So look at that. This is 23 bars, 23 days are the 15th of June, okay? So we still have time inside the 2 weeks of June to actually make another monthly cycle, which is gonna be another bearish one, as we have seen basically over there. So here we see lower lows over there. That's the first one here, right? So lower lows over there, and then this can be another monthly cycle that has time to actually go on and form a double bottom or make another lower low. There is still the possibility to do that. And finally close the annual cycle near the 455, 460 days. After that, obviously, when a cycle ends, there is gonna be another annual cycle. Whether that new annual cycle will be a bullish one or a bearish one, we cannot really tell. If you remember in the previous update, I showed you the week off cycle. I don't know if you've seen the video. Basically, we have had over here accumulation phase, right? So the first markup, then reaccumulation phase over there. Then that's the second part of the markup. Then the first distribution phase, the first markdown, and then I told you how that was gonna probably be, and it was very likely, another redistribution phase before the second markdown. Okay, so it's everything is explained in the last Sunday's video. And I also told you how, as long as Bitcoin doesn't break below those lows over there, it is not yet in the bear market. Okay, so as long as Bitcoin doesn't break below those levels, the week off cycle cannot be considered as complete, and basically all of that, which was the second scenario, could be just another reaccumulation phase. Okay, so all of that being this. Okay, but I gave you like a 20% probability to that particular scenario, while I gave you an 80% probability to the fact that Bitcoin will probably break below the 29,000-30,000 level. All of that is still absolutely relevant, even though I got asked of basically doing an update just literally the day later because Bitcoin went higher, Ethereum went higher. Now, the reality is that crypto can fluctuate in extreme ways. So if you are a swing trader, it's awesome. But in terms of cyclical analysis, those rises that we have seen early in the week basically didn't change absolutely nothing. Look, we are still below the 200 moving average. The 50 moving average is negative. We didn't make new highs. So to change something, Bitcoin would have gone above there. Okay, but it hasn't, or at least break above 42,000 over there, position itself above the 200 moving average and at least break 42,000 with a confirmation. Now that would have been the first, at least a little bit of a hint of Bitcoin probably changing his mind. Okay, now it was not going to be 100% confirmation. Why? Because the previous high is here. Okay, that's the thing, but at least showing a bit of willingness. Now, Bitcoin, even though if you check in terms of percentage, is a lot, okay, because it went up 36%. But the truth is, in terms of technical analysis, absolutely nothing has changed. We are still below the 200, and we are still below those highs that we made on the bounce, okay? That I told you that at least it should break those levels. As long as it stays below that, well, the likelihood that it will continue to move lower is higher, right, than the likelihood that it will move higher. So that's the thing to keep in mind. Don't be fooled by the huge swings that crypto could have, because we are still in a downtrend. We are making lower lows, lower lows, lower lows, and as long as we do not change that direction, don't get into FOMO, don't rush into crypto, because, well, the possibility to move lower is obviously high. That's why in my previous video I told you I was not going to rush into crypto. I was gonna wait, because I think that the market will offer us a decent time to think about buying back a Bitcoin and Ethereum. Well, anyway, that's my point. I'm not rushing, because first of all, on this market, crypto love to play with your emotion. Now, Ethereum is a wonderful example of that. Okay, so we had the huge drop, and then over there, so after I made the video is because I got some strange comments, right, the days later, because Ethereum has done a 50% since I made the video, right? If you take the bottom is 60% upside. So people here went in the FOMO mode. I'm pretty sure that lots of people bought back in Ethereum over there. I'm 100% sure about that. But what is the truth? The truth is that Ethereum hasn't even broke here. So write that down, 2978. Okay, the previous bounce over there. This is the first hint of a possible change of mind on Ethereum. And I know that this swing is huge, but Ethereum didn't do that. What that means is that nothing has changed. And crypto love to play with your emotion. You bought back in, and then boom, today we are back down again. So that's the point. So what are the strategies, in my opinion, to buy, if you want to buy Ethereum, Bitcoin, and so on and so on? First of all, just, I'm telling you, relax, chill out, and give the market time. Okay, there is no point in going FOMO mode. The only thing you're gonna make is lose money, because you go in FOMO, you go on YouTube and you see lots of videos like, oh, Bitcoin is just gonna do that, it's just gonna do that. But the reality is that they are pointless, because or you are a day trader, so you know how to take the swings, and that's perfectly fine. It's amazing, okay, if you know how to do that. But if you are in the long term, it doesn't make sense to actually be worried, to go there and emotions and all this kind of stuff. There are two main strategies. The first one is dollar cost average. So basically what you want to do is probably the easiest way, is that you make a plan, okay? So you say, okay, I'm long-term bullish on Bitcoin and Ethereum and all the cryptos, okay, that you maybe follow. So what you do, you create a plan. You say from now to the next 4, 5, 6 months, let's say I want to buy twice a month on red days. Okay, so you go on, you wait for red days, and you buy. And you continue to do that. What's the risk? The risk is that when you buy, let's say you buy today, the market can continue to go on and make new lows because the trend is negative, okay? But if you are actually averaging down, okay, so you buy twice a month on red days. This is very important. Wait for red days. So at the end, when the market will decide to change the trend, you will have a decent average entry price. Okay, so that's the first technique that makes sense to jump back in this particular market. Then the second strategy, which is the one that I am planning on doing, is buying the breakouts. Is the one that I told you in the previous video. Now that one is more complicated to do, especially if you are a beginner. Why? Because you need to be patient. The fact is that why I'm doing it, because my first point is to not lose money on that particular market. I was there in 2017 and I'm telling you those things. Why? Not because I am the smartest guy in the room, absolutely not. I'm telling you those things because in 2018, I did what beginners do, which is buying and getting stuck in Bitcoin because of emotions. Let me show what I mean. So there you go. This is 2017, right? The huge bull run until 20K, and here is where I joined crypto, but I didn't buy it because it was too crazy for me. And even back then, I didn't like to buy in a huge bull trend, okay? Because I thought, well, it's not gonna last forever. But the mistake I did is that when it dropped like crazy to 6K, then I saw that bounce back up. Now, first of all, look at how Bitcoin and Ethereum always love to play with your emotion. The first pullback over there was 44. Then the leg up over there was actually 55%. Now that's huge. That made people think that the pullback was finished and then we are moving through 100K. Okay, here people were screaming Bitcoin to 1 million over there. I remember exactly and clearly. But the thing is that Bitcoin dropped more, and then here I decided that finally it was the time. So Bitcoin did this bounce back 100%. I thought, well, you know what, that's it, it's finished. And I bought Bitcoin on February 2018. This was my first piece of Bitcoin, around $9,000 per coin. And I showed you the screenshots in actually the Coinbase stock analysis, okay? But anyway, what's the point? The point is that I got stuck. Look at that. Look at for how long, okay? So basically a couple of years I got stuck, and that's it. Now look at how things would have changed with this simple strategy, even though it's difficult to do. But anyway, so the thing is buying the breakout. So we are over there in a negative trend, and you want to jump back in when the market decides that the trend is not negative anymore and we want to change the trend, okay? Because that market is made by inflows and outflows of capital. That's it. So what's the thing? Look at that. Buying the breakout. So let's point the highs of previous cycles and then let's see what that strategy would have saved us. All-time high, then boom, moves lower, go back up, but even though that's huge, it didn't break the all-time high. So lower high, then boom, went down. Then let's take a look at this, okay? Lower high. And then, once again, boom, it's going up again. Here is where I made the mistake. But look at what's the reality. It didn't pass the previous high, formed another lower high, and then continued the same stuff. Look at that over here. So then over there, over basically all this period over there. And then let's take a look at this. Boom, break below. And same stuff over here. So that didn't form, that one as well. We continue to move lower. Now here for the first time, so look at how much has passed from basically December 2017 to February 2019. We had the first time that Bitcoin did basically a double top over there. 1, 2. Then here, finally, the breakout, a higher high. The trend has finally changed. So where you would have bought Bitcoin with this strategy? Well, that's pretty simple. Here, that's the breakout. Look at how beautiful that breakout is. One of the best I have ever seen. Boom. Here the market is saying, look, the trend has changed. So you see how much time actually the market gave us in terms of thinking about buying back Bitcoin. Now, I am not saying that the market will take that long now, but what I'm telling you is that look at how many fake pushes Bitcoin has done over the time. Okay, and all the times people were getting stuck in with emotions. So, two strategies actually. Dollar cost averaging, that's the first one. That makes sense. Buying on red days. So, not when the market is going up, when it's going down. And then buying the breakouts. So, that's the second one, the second strategy that makes sense, in my opinion. And everything else, like go on, FOMO, fear, all that kind of stuff, buying in between like I did the first time back in 2018, all that stuff, the ending result is that first of all you're getting stressed because like one day is going green, the next day red. It's just madness. Okay, you go on YouTube and you see all those guys telling you a lot of stuff. So buying in between, well, you're buying on the hype, on the FOMO, where the market is green, and then here you're getting scared and you sell off. And that's what people has been doing, and lots of money have been lost, even though the long term is bullish. Okay, so those are the things, and that's why I'm waiting to buy back in. Now, clearly, if the market goes back up, I'm willing to leave on the table a bit of profit, but you know what? I sold over there and I'm willing to actually leave a bit of profit to avoid the risk of being stuck for a couple of years. Okay, so that's my point, and I don't know what you think about that, but I think that, well, chill out, relax, leave the market alone, and I wait for the market to give you a sign that the trend is changing. So breakouts as of now, Bitcoin 42K is the first one, but even better that one. Okay, but over the time, if the market continues to go down, the beauty of it is that the breakouts will be lower and lower and lower. Okay, so you are reducing the risk and you are always getting a better entry price moving on. And otherwise, dollar cost average on red days. On Ethereum, as I told you before, is at least 2987. So that one over there, or once again, otherwise you just dollar cost average. So for Dogecoin, but just because people have asked me about it, but actually I do not hold Dogecoin. I have never bought Dogecoin, so. But anyway, just in terms of technicals, okay, so if you remember, the downtrend channel is still relevant. Look at how much money would have saved you to just pay attention to the downtrend channel over there. Now, what's the thing? The thing is that the market is now, so tomorrow it would have broke that channel. But is that a power move breakout or is a time decay breakout? Okay, so that's a breakout because of time. Okay, so time passes, but the market remains actually sideways / negative. Okay, so nothing changes in terms of technical analysis. That kind of time breakout, it doesn't make sense. For Dogecoin, the first breakout significant will be around over there, 0.3809. And basically 0.3917 over there, positioning itself above again the 50 moving average. As long as it remains below that, if you believe in it, you can call dollar cost average, but the likelihood for it to stay flat or move lower, well, it's higher than actually doing this. Okay, so well, I hope you find the video interesting, guys. And leave me down a comment below with what do you think. Subscribe to the channel if you want. And as always, guys, have a wonderful day.